friends, it's Hannah. So this is the second to last video in the series from my swap session with my dear friend and fellow practitioner Jen Fisher in California. In this segment of our swap, we learned about what they mean when they say awake versus asleep, because that's a term that's thrown around a lot in the spiritual community these days. We also learned about being around lower vibrational people and polarized opinions and realities and how to best navigate those things at this time in the world, as well as sort of the rest of the year moving forward and the election and if everyone will shift together, etc. So enjoy.
Can they describe or define what it means to be awake? There's so many people that say, we are awake and you're asleep, and I just want a clear definition on from their perspective what it really means to be awake.
To be awake in the way that you are asking, and in the way that many people are using the term, though not all, is to be aware of the greater truth of your nature in terms of who you are in existence, where you've come from, what you're made of, where you're going, who you are being you're part of Source, where you've come from Source, where you're going to Source, ultimately. Many people still on Earth do not believe that there is anything beyond this life, and there's no, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like it's okay that there are others that see the more expanded perspective of having come from somewhere and going to somewhere before and beyond this life. There's no right or wrong. It's just a shift in perspective and a difference of opinion given the information that you've taken into this point in your life.
So I know a lot of people that have a hard time being around what they would consider to be low vibrational people. What kind of tools or what kind of advice could you give to those people?
The best advice that we have is to love yourself enough to not put yourself in situations that don't feel okay to you. If that does not feel like an option, meaning if something doesn't feel good or resonant to you, then remove yourself from the situation. If you feel that you're not able to remove yourself from the situation, the next best thing is to call in a level of protection around you and to, in essence, live within a bubble and honor those outside of the bubble that are vibrating within a different frequency from a place of love, and witness them as the loving beings that they are, trying to find their way and making different choices than you might make or have made. They are taking a different path, but all paths lead to the same place.
So does that apply when you're dealing with somebody who seems very polarized, or, people seem to be very, just very polarized right now, very charged in their opinions and their beliefs? So what is the best way to deal with those situations?
That applies very directly. If something doesn't feel comfortable, if you don't feel the call to hold your line in the sand, if you will, or hold your ground, it's okay to honor that and um, let yourself do what feels the most resonant to you, which may be to retreat, to take time to yourself, to disengage from those particular people or energies. To You could also try and reach out from a place of love if you do not feel that that is accessible for you. We would recommend that you do whatever you need in order to maintain your personal feeling of safety and high vibration, and um, honor the path the other people are taking without needing to be in the path itself, meaning in their path or in their way as something they can butt up against.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other tools or advice for navigating through these challenging times that we are in?
Remember that this is all a gift on some level, even though this time is very dense, heavy, and challenging feeling for so many, and is often scary or triggering. It is helping to bring forward the things within you that can be triggered. Once you heal those, so it helps to make you aware of what those things are. And once you look within and heal those, you will not find them to be so triggering anymore. To honor yourself and your space and act outwardly with as much love and integrity as you can, and maintain a sense of trust in others that they are doing the best given what they have to work with, rather than keeping them in a place of judgment or holding them in a space of not being able to shift who they are within your mind.
Are there going to be people who are unable to make a shift or a raise in their awareness?
Everyone is able to. There will be people that choose not to,
Okay.
that don't wish for that growth experience at this time. Their growth experience is from the other polarity of going further into the challenge.
And so will they become on a different timeline, or what will their reality look like?
To them, their reality will look very different. So from that respect, we would say yes, you would be on different timelines, though you may coexist on the same planet.
Is there anything else that you can share with us about the rest of the year moving forward? Anything that we need to become aware of now? And any way to navigate through the energies for the rest of the year?
Han is asking about the election outcome.
Uh-huh.
And if that matters, and we would suggest that on a greater perspective, it has very little to do with the election. It's about the internal shift that is being created by this time in your world, which the election is triggering, or issues surrounding the election are triggering. Of course, the outcome of the election will influence the direct trajectory that the world takes on a smaller scale. But ultimately, the same outcome will be regardless of how it is achieved, regardless of how you get there. So people don't need to be so concerned about what actually happens within the election itself if you can look on a bigger scale at what is happening in the greater shift in humanity and consciousness and the planet.
Oh my goodness, just the amount of information that comes through in these sessions is so useful and juicy. So I hope that was helpful for you to hear all of that. I think that for me right now, what I've really been wanting to know is if the election results matter, and so that I can come to a place of not needing a particular outcome in order for things to be okay. So it was really helpful for me to hear that no matter what happens regarding the election, we're still heading to the same place. The route might be slightly different, but we're still going to get there, and not to worry. That was like very heartening for me. So I hope that helped you too. My name is Hannah Fogg. I'm a Beyond Quantum Healing practitioner practicing out of the state of Maine in the United States, and I get to see people all over the world through the wonders of the internet. So if you have any interest in reaching out to learn more or have a session for yourself, I will list my website below, and please feel free to reach out anytime. I would love to hear from you. All right, take good care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.